Francesinha, everyone in Portugal has an opinion on it, and most will say that you need secret ingredients and hours to nail it. But what if you could crack it in under 1 hour? Hi, I'm Bruno, and after years of messy experiments, I finally found the shortcut. It's closer than you think, and if no time was your excuse, you've got none left. Because Francesinha without the right sauce isn't Francesinha, it's just a sad sandwich. Let's do it. We're starting with the heart of Francesinha, the sauce. Put your pressure cooker on the heat and splash a little bit of olive oil, enough just to coat the bottom. Keep the heat medium, then throw in your onion and carrot, just roughly chopped into small chunks. And why does this matter? If these don't soften and get a little bit of color, the whole sauce will taste flat. Let them go around 5 minutes, stirring occasionally until the onion edges turn translucent and the carrot edge towards caramel gold. That gentle browning unlocks natural sweetness you can't fake. Next is all about aromatics. Toss in your smashed garlic cloves, then shake in garlic powder, onion powder and a pinch of cayenne pepper. Stir constantly for no more than 60 seconds. Burnt spices ruined everything. This minute of toasting builds layers. Fresh garlic for brightness, powders for depth and cayenne for that slow burn warmth. Now we're ready for richness and balance. Stir in tomato paste and sugar. This is the step that takes the base from meh to must have. And for a little extra spice, I'll add some gochujang. Perfect for that slow heat in the back of your throat. Cook it down for another minute, watching it turn a rust red and sizzle at the edges. The paste will caramelize, the sugar will tame the acidity, and together they will form a sticky canvas for the bigger flavors. Then comes the umami trifecta. Splash in Worcestershire sauce, dark soy sauce, and some fish sauce. Immediately scrape the bottom of the pot with a wooden spoon. Those brown bits are pure flavor gold. Every scrape brings that roast meat sweet intensity into the sauce. This will add a salty sweet depth, a whisker of funk, and a hit of that signature Francesinha bite. That foundation is our flavor promise. And here's the shortcut that might scare purists. But hear me out, we're about to build serious depth in a fraction of the time. In goes in chicken stock and prawn stock for that classic surf and turf backbone. And these are homemade bouillon cubes, but you can use whatever you have at hand. Then goes in our beer, for color and roast notes. Next I'll add the red wine to deepen the mix, and a cheeky shot of whiskey, for warmth and texture. I'll finish by adding in a tomato passata, which gives body and a silky red hue. Season lightly with some salt and white pepper. You can always adjust later once it's cooked. And why does this matter? This liquid lineup does the heavy lifting, layering poultry, shellfish, malt, acid, and spirit into a single pot. But by sealing these ingredients under high pressure, we extract every drop of taste, marrying them in just 30 minutes. And when done, resist the urge to smash the release lever. Instead, let the pressure release naturally for 5 to 10 minutes. A Francesinha is only as good as its layers, and every layer deserves respect. Heat a pan over medium heat with a knob of butter. Now for the minute steak. Season both sides with salt and a light dusting of garlic powder. Slide it into the pan and let it cook for 1 or 2 minutes per side. We don't want to overdo it, and we want to keep this on a low heat to keep this beef nice and tender. And while the steak rests on a plate, give it a minute so it can settle down. The chorizo slices, 30 seconds per side, just to help them curl up a little bit and release some of those smoky oils. A quick 30 seconds flash on each side is all they need, just enough to warm them through and pick up a hint of the pan flavor. Drop in your ham slices. You want pliable layers that nestle against the steak. After each protein, lower the heat for a bit. That prevents burnt edges and keeps your pan from smoking out the kitchen. When done, we'll let everything rest together for a minute. With all this ready, it's time to finish our sauce. Now I've got a pot of deep ruby red liquid, the fruit of all that pressure cooking, and it's begging for refinement. Grab a fine mesh sieve or a piece of cheesecloth, stretch over a clean pot or bowl. Any stray bits of carrot, onion or spice grit will feel lazy in your final sauce. A perfectly smooth texture shows you care. Ladle or pour slowly, letting gravity pull every drop through. Don't rush it. If you force it, you'll press through sediments and end up with a gritty sauce. Once you've separated the solids, take a moment to admire what's in your pot. Glossy, aromatic and begging to glisten on top of the sandwich. Then return it to the burner over medium-low heat. This gentle simmer is your chance to finesse the body and sheen. Whisk together some cornstarch in cold water until no lumps remain. This slurry is our secret glue. While you add, do a little bit at a time, whisking constantly to avoid any gummy pockets. As the sauce warms, you'll see it transform. Tiny bubbles will rise, surface tension will change, and within 2 to 3 minutes, the sauce will cling to your wooden spoon like a glossy velvet ribbon. That's the moment you know the texture is right. Taste now. This is your final checkpoint. Does it need a pinch more salt to wake up the layers? Adjust in tiny increments. Remember, you can always add, but you can't take away. For a last flourish, drop in a small knob of cold butter, off the heat, and swirl it until it melts. This adds a silkiness and a bright sheen that tells the world you didn't just make sauce, you handcrafted it. And now the assembly. Now, what bread should you use? My favorite is a dense white bread, and this will be our foundation. So whatever bread you use, choose a sturdy cut. And for extra texture and emotional support, let's fry the bread. Heat a small pan over medium with a generous knob of butter, and once it's foaming, place the bread in it and let it fry for a couple of minutes, till the edges turn gold and slightly caramelized. Flip it for a quick 30 seconds to toast on the other side. That buttery crust will add extra texture and flavor, and every bite will crackle before it melts. Now we're gonna build our layers with intention. We start with a slice of cheese, because cheese. Next, I'll add my ham over it, my chorizo slices, and I'll finish with my steak on the top. Top that up with another slice of cheese and lay the second piece of bread on the top, pressing down gently so the layers kiss each other. And now, we completely wrap this in cheese slices. We want full coverage, so when it melts, it cascades down the sides in fatty ribbons. To hold the cheese in position, I'll use some toothpicks to hold it in place. Slide the whole sandwich in the oven. Watch closely for a minute. The cheese should gently lose its shape and wrap around the sandwich, giving it the iconic look. That is your signal. Don't wander off, you'll miss the perfect moment when the cheese is molten but not broken. If you leave it for too long, it will melt down and leave the sandwich exposed. Slide your molten tower onto a deep bowl or white plate. Choose a plate that can hold a lot of sauce. Friendly suggestion here. Then ladle over a generous puddle of your homemade Francesinha sauce, letting it lap up the sides and fill it like a swimming pool. And Francesinha without sauce isn't a Francesinha. It's just meat in bread pretending. That glossy spicy bath is what makes each bite sing. You can serve it with some fries, you can add a fried egg on top. Really, the options are almost limitless here. Grab a fork and a knife and brace yourself for the symphony of textures: soft bread, molten cheese, tender meat, crispy edges, and that velvety sauce. This is Francesinha at its boldest, and it only took 1 hour to get done. The legacy of this dish hangs on that sauce. Get it wrong and you've disrespected a national icon. But here's the thing, it's not the ingredients, it's how you treat them. We've built depth through browning, deglazing, spices, booze balance, and pressure. The bread is soft, but not soggy. Each layer is distinct. This is a sandwich that demands to be eaten slowly, so you can appreciate how we built real flavor fast. So what do you think? Now you can try real Francesinha without going to Portugal and in less than an hour. Real flavor on a fast track. But if sandwiches is your thing, I have a bread here for you that is perfect to satisfy your desires. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you there. Bye!